Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Soviet Tier 10 Tech Tree medium tank, the Object 430. Now if you do like the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the Object 430. This tank used to be just a worse version of the Object 140 or the T62A because it had the same gun as those two tanks with a 100mm gun, but it was derpier, but had slightly better DPM. But the slightly better DPM just wasn't worth it compared to the strengths of the other two tanks. But then they added this 122mm gun that they gave it, and honestly, this gun is utterly fabulous, and it makes this tank really, really damn solid. Why? Because the DPM is crazy. It has very, very, very mental DPM, and that is it's got 4.2k DPM. And that means that the damage that this tank can do is a tremendous amount very, 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 very quickly. Now, the gun handling isn't that great, but to be honest, you can make it work very, very easily with all the crew skills and equipment, and it is a pretty damn solid tier 10 medium. Naturally, it's very Soviet. It's got 5 degrees of gun depression, but you can make that work. You can find positions. If you know how to use a Soviet medium tank, you're going to know how to use the Object 430. It has 246 standard pen on this 122 with 311 APCR pen. The reload with this build that we've got is 5.54 seconds, which is ridiculously fast. The accuracy during rotation is 1.02, which isn't the best. The accuracy during movement is also 1.76, which is actually pretty decent. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best, but it's pretty decent. It's just the accuracy during rotation that isn't that great. The accuracy, that we've got it down to with this setup as well is 0.32, which again isn't the most accurate in the universe, but at the ranges you're going to be using it at, it's not that bad anyway. You've got 920 meters a second shell velocity on the standard AP, with 1150 meters a second shell velocity on the premium APCR. Which, again, means that if you load the APCR, you don't have to lead the targets quite as much as you do with the standard AP. You've got 512 meters of view range with this tank, which means you can spot out really, really easily. You can get a good amount of assistance. With the still concealment down to 307 meters of still concealment with the build that we've got, you could make that even better if you were to drop the gun stabilizer and run the camo net, because if you actually run the camo net, you will get it down to 268 meters of still concealment, which is crazy. Like, that is very, very good view range for a medium... Not view range, very, very good camo, sorry, for a medium tank, which means you can stay unspotted in so many situations. That camo is absolutely phenomenal. You have a 55 km/h top speed with a 16.53 horsepower per ton ratio, which means you do hit the top speed as well. You're a very, very mobile medium tank, which is nice. And it's adding this 122mm gun to the 430 just gave it that niche. It gave it that niche that it desperately needed, because the T62A and the 140 definitely outshone it by a country mile, and it just gave it a very, what's the point in playing the 430? There is no point in playing the 430 because I may as well just get the 140 or get the T62A. It was always get the 140, but then they've overbuffed the T62A to a stupid point where it's just absolutely phenomenal, and it's way better than every other Russian tank. But hey-ho. So what do I run in terms of a crew on the 430? Well, on the 430, I do tend to run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanic, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Camouflage Expertise, Advanced Loader, Gun Stabilizer, and Optics. Optics to be able to get that view range up to 512. The Gun Stabilizer to make this gun as good as possible, because it is derpy without the Gun Stabilizer. You can run it, like I say, without it and run the camo net instead, but the gun handling does become a lot worse, and it's very noticeable. The Advanced Loader to make sure that this DPM is as good as possible as well, because the DPM is one of the big key strengths of the tank. The 3 gun perks, because like I say, the gun is derpy. I want to make it as good as humanly possible. Track Mechanic, because I do tend to get a bit stuck in this tank. I do tend to brawl a wee bit, because it can side scrape pretty decently as well. So I want to be able to put my tracks back on quicker if I need to. And then the Camouflage Expertise, because like I said, the camo on this tank is damn good, and I want to make it better a little bit at least with that Camouflage perk. So this first game, we've been on Dragon's Ridge, and you've seen us get up to 6.5k damage so far with 3 kills, and we are farming this poor T30 that we tracked. We tracked him, and just you saw how fast that was. The blink of an eye, all of his hit points, gone, gone, gone. If you track people in this tank, it's going to be a beautiful time, because you will permatrack them so easily. We finished that first game with the first class, the Sniper, the High Caliber, with 1653 base XP. A pretty damn nice game there for the 430. Kind of showed off what it can do. It can bounce quite well. The upper structure on the armor as well, the upper plate, is not the thickest, but it's quite well angled, so you will actually get quite a few ricochets with the upper plate on the 430 and sit there going, oh, bounce that. Okay then, that's quite nice. Something that the 430 has going for it that the 140 and the T62A don't quite have, because their upper plates are, well, they're still well angled, but this one's just got weird angles on it, which means it can ricochet a little bit more off of it as well. So we're on to the secondary plate. In the secondary plate, we are on Live Oaks. And on Live Oaks, what do? Well, we go to the dip at the HJ9. Dip or die. That is a key thing for Live Oaks. Dip or die, especially from our side. We have to take the dip. If we do not take the dip from our spawn, we will lose this flank completely, because they basically get a complete crossfire quite easily from people that can sit at H9 and at H0. They will get a complete crossfire, completely box you in if you sit in the dip at G0, and that is very much how most teams lose this flank on Live Oaks. It can be very, very awkward. You just have to take this dip, because then you stop them boxing you in, and you start to be able to fight quite fairly on these ridge lines. Naturally, it's a bit awkward for the Object 430 here because, well, we have 5 degrees of gun depression, and 5 degrees of gun depression isn't that helpful for a tank like this in this sort of situation. It means I really have to come all the way over on the ridge line, but we're going to make use of the fact that nobody's shooting us. And I will caveat the fact that what we're doing right here, we are probably fairly lucky. 325? We should have killed that man in that shot there. But anyway, we are probably fairly lucky in the fact that no one's actually shooting us. They're letting us do damage. And this game is a example of, realistically, how fast damage can rack up in this tank. I mean, what could that 114 SP2 do? That 114 SP2 came over. All his hit points were gone in 30 seconds because that's just what this tank can do. It eviscerates targets that are ignore it or are easy for it to go through. We're up to 2.7k damage in just over 2 minutes with 2 kills. It's 14-10. We've wiped out everything on this flank. And the next place I'm expecting tanks to be is on their camper hill at E2, E3. We have a lot of tanks behind us, so I'm going to be the light tank. I know I've got a light tank on my team in front of me, but I'm going to go be the light tank. I'm going to go try and spot the campers over there, and that way I'll probably get some assistance from the people that will be sitting behind me. So we drove up onto the side. We can see the Jagdpanther 2. We put a shot straight through the side of the Jagdpanther 2. Object 7032 Black at the back gets spotted. I'm just seeing if I could get a shot into the Jagdpanther. I couldn't. We're going for the tracking shot on the 7032 Black because, again, if we track him, we can perma-track him. He gets retracked. We put the shot straight through, and again, just watch how fast this man's hit points disappear. They do just vanish in the blink of an eye. We get the finish of the 7032 Black. We've now got the shot on the Scorpion. Aim it up, put the shot straight through. Now we can see the 50 TP just in the town, but he's just gone back behind the building. He doesn't know. That's one of those frustrating ones where it's like, he doesn't know I could shoot him here. He's just pulled back into a safety position by pure luck. But, oh, whatever. We load HE because, well, it's a Waffle Panzer IV, and we will now hit that guy for 530 with our HE with 65 pen if we pen it. So we're just upping our DPM even more, and I wanted to see what I could do against this guy with HE. So we RBRT the shot in for 500. It's like, hello, sir, I'm going to ram you now. Give him a little bit of a love tap, which hopefully made him miss our friend as well. We hit him for like 600, and we finished him off there with the final HE shell, putting us on 5 kills, going after the AT-15, who yet again doesn't quite know we're here, but we managed to get the shot into his rear there, hoping to secure the top gun, which we do manage to get, and we're up to 6,100 damage in less than 4 minutes. We're now behind the Type 5 and the E100, and I start to farm the E100. Why? Because the Type 5 has, well, the E100, sorry, hasn't realised. I can track this E100 around the corner, and I could, again, perma-track the guy, which is what we're doing. It's going to be awkward to penetrate the Type 5 heavy, whereas me firing AP can quite easily pen the back of this E100. So that's what we're doing. We're using the AP rounds with our 246 pen to easily pen this guy, help our team out, and shut him down. So I'm just waiting on the reload, going, come on, come on, come on, come on. And we bounced the kill shot. Because of course we do. We should have just waited an extra second to aim it, and we would have got our 7th kill of this game. But hey-ho, we're down to APCR only. We're going to go Soviet side hug this guy to get it below his gun. We put a shot into his side, waiting on the reload. Can we get our 7th kill of the game? Nope, we can't quite secure it. But we do finish the game with a really great total in less than 5 minutes. Finish the game with the epic victory. 6 kills, 8,800, nearly 8,900 damage, 783 assistance, the ace tanker, the top gun, the sniper, the high caliber, 1,869 base XP. Fantastic game for the Object 430 there. Once again, that showed how fast that tank can just rack up damage. The DPM is phenomenal on it. It's got a nice niche now, having that 122mm gun. It's a pretty damn fun Soviet medium tank. If you like your Soviet medium tanks, you will like the Object 430, and like nearly 9k damage in less than 5 minutes is mental. But that's the 430. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success.